What up, How family? Today, this project is a Civic Type R from one of my good friends, Randy. On this, we're doing a full suspension build. So we did lowering springs, compliance bushings in the front, a couple of subframe braces for the rear subframe in the front, as well as toe arms, rear camber arms, ARP extended lug studs, some spacers to help with the filament with OEM wheels, and a sway bar. With that, let's get into it. So I have the IBOC lowering springs, ARP studs. So when doing the ARP extended lug studs on the front, you'll remove your caliper, 2/19 in the rear. There's a PH3 that you remove on the front to remove the disc. Do not take off the 8s that are here for the 2-piece rotor. You can remove the rotor screw right there, and this will come off as one piece. You will remove your axle nut, and then on the back side you will find the bolts to the hub, and with that you can remove the hub and replace the lug studs. As far as doing the struts, there's a couple ways that you can do it. There's tearing apart the whole suspension, removing the front knuckle, and that'll give you freedom. Or you can loosen up the bolts, take off your adaptive dampening suspension connector, the brake line, and your speed sensor. Removing this, taking off the 2 bolts, and then removing your sway bar link, and the knuckle gives you enough room where you can pry the strut, slip it out of there, and then you can get it out. Also did the rear mount. With the rear mount, you will have to remove the exhaust to get this 19 out. 17 is pretty easy. You can slip out, slip in. If you don't want to remove this, and let's say you're doing it in your garage, what you can do is use a pry bar and kind of put it from here to here and try to move it out the way so you can slip that 19 out. With this rear brace, it just connects to the OEM place where there's a bracket here. It does come with some washers because of the design of it, so they recommend you adding 4 washers, and then you use the OEM bolts on the back side. A good tip, whenever you're tightening anything down, you can add a little paint marker just to make sure that you're torquing everything down. If you do anything suspension wise, you can also mark it, test drive your vehicle, get underneath and see if there's any movement. If there is, that means it wasn't tight enough, so tighten it up. Obviously, when doing any suspension work, usually it's recommended get in alignment, drive it, especially with lowering springs, give it a week for it to settle, and then do a realignment to get the true alignment done. This will now be our adjustment for the toe arms. Again, IBOC springs, white line camber arms. These are RV6 performance. Same thing with the sway bar in the rear. So we replaced the OEM one with this aftermarket one that has 3 different positions for how you want to feel the roll. I believe 1, which would be the most forward, is the softest, going all the way to the back, which will make it more stiffer. Added as well a rear subframe brace. Same thing in the rear, ARP studs. Again, these hubs, the nice thing is they're bolt-on, so you can remove them, take off the lug studs, and then replace them. Did add wheel spacers to help with the fitment, and we're about to do compliance bushings, which that's going to be the next fun part of this. The compliance bushings that we were putting, these are from RV6 Performance as well. As far as these bushings, when putting these onto the compliance bushing, these are pressed on. Whenever you're loosening up the lower control arm, the best thing would be to remove the lower control arm. You can put a long screwdriver here, or a pry bar, or anything that you have, a chisel, and kind of work it. If you can spin it, it'll break loose and you can pop it off little by little. With the new one, you'll be taking off these screws. The inside bushing actually comes out. You can put this in. You would want to put in your control arm and get it preset to where it needs to be. With the bushing, because it is a strong material, you can use more like a dead blow. The only uncomfortableness would be the room that you have to hit, but you want to press it in as much as you can with a blow, kind of hitting it around and making sure that it's going in smoothly. Be mindful that this does have little lines. If you can see, those lines do have to go into a certain position on that lower control arm. Once you get it pretty close pressed in, then you would add this front plate, and little by little put in the 6 bolts, and then kind of like torquing down the wheel, you would go in a star pattern and press it in until it's flush. Once you're done with that, you do want to add some kind of grease to it. So you can buy a grease gun from your local parts store, or if you have one already, you just want to grease it up right there, and that should be it. Torque specs as well, you can find them on RV6 Performance, and that's it. All right. And with that, guys, we're all said and done. Alignment, car looks amazing with the spacers, with the drop. The good thing about the suspension that he chose, we're able to get a perfect alignment. And this is just a starting base. So the nice thing is we can still continue to adjust with it since he tracks the vehicle, see what he likes, see what he doesn't like, and keep on going from there. And with that, we're out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.